Greetings! This is the last part of my course on how to make your first 1000 bucks from content. And today, finally, after all of this learning, we're learning about the content. And this is actually very intentional because most creators don't struggle with making content. Actually, creators are kind of amazing at making content, but very often they haven't been picked up by the algorithm yet. So today we're focusing on how to make content that actually sells for you, that helps you with the sales process. But while you'll be making content with the goal of sales, this content is not going to sell directly, and there is a reason for that. Hi, my name is Jordan Parker. I'm the guy who creators come to when they want to scale their business or when they're annoyed by the algorithm stealing all of their money, and today we're finalizing the course that helps you do exactly the opposite as a beginner. So, what is the goal of creating content? The goal of creating content is to create as many conversations with people as you humanly can. You're using your engagement, which we already discussed, and your content to start conversations. You're going to find your customers and clients inside of those conversations. You can't skip talking to people here. If you skip talking to people, this whole thing immediately starts taking 20 times more time. Because yes, you cannot talk to anyone, but it's going to be much slower. So for the sake of making this fast, we talk to people because it's much easier to help them if we know them. So the goal of your content is to start conversations. And today I'm going to cover the 4 different types of content that you can use to start conversations and to position yourself as the person to have a conversation with if you have a specific problem. So again, as a prerequisite, this is the last chapter intentionally. Watch the rest of the course. It is important. You need to have an offer. You need to have your positioning. You need to understand who you're helping for all of this to work. You can't just shit content and people throw money at you. It doesn't work that way. You need to think about this strategically. So watch the rest of the course if you haven't yet. The 4 types of content. The first type is content that builds relationships. This is something that people very often forget, but you're a specific kind of person. You are annoying in some ways, you're fun in other ways, you're dumb in some areas and very smart in other areas. You're this complex mess of things. And other people need to know you a little bit for them to trust you. And you need to show that. You need to show who you are under the scenes, you need to show a little bit about you, you need to show what you believe in, you need to show what you hate. The more you show about you, the more people can build a relationship with you, the more they can understand you, and yes, they will either say this person absolutely fucking sucks, or they'll say you're my favorite person on this platform. This is going to make some people absolutely love you, and those people are very primed to buy from you. So you want that. You want to be polarizing and powerfully show who you are with no shame. And keep in mind, this is social media. You can exaggerate your traits. You can make yourself even cockier than in real life. You can be more confident. You can be even more awkward, or you can lean into any one of your qualities. Just don't take it seriously and keep it fun. You don't need to do anything special for this type of content. You just need to produce some of it so people get to know you. The second type of content is one of the most important types of content that you're going to post, because even if you have the best relationships, if the right people don't connect you with the right problem that you can solve, it doesn't matter. And this is where the second type of content comes in. The second type of content is called whale bait. In video games, you have normal people who spend a little bit of money on your game, and you have your whales. Your whales spend a lot of money on your games. They spend 10, 50, 100, 1,000 times more than anyone else. And when you're building your business, especially early on, you want to start with the whales, because you need 1 or 2 of those people to start making very good money every month. And that's what makes your audience selection that important, because if you understand the problem specifically and you can name it correctly, then the right people will resonate with that. So the essence of whale bait is creating content that those whales will absolutely love, but everyone else will not care for. To do that, you start with the problem and you drill deeply inside of the problem. The deeper symptoms you can talk about, the more whales are attracted to this, because they are the people suffering from this the most. And obviously your post, you simply start from the symptoms and then you drill down and help them with the solution. You probably won't have enough space to cover the whole solution in your post, so that makes for a very natural call to action at the end, which asks them to send you a message or join your email list if they want to know more. And when they do that, then you continue the conversation from there, from the DMs or emails, and then you get them on a call, and then you sell them, and you magically make money. Then you have the third type of content, which is proof. You want to show every time you have results, and you can use your testimonials folder that we recently made for this. But every time you have results, you want to share those results. Don't keep them private. Social media is a competitive game. If you have more proof than other people, you have higher status than other people, and people trust you more. And the people who have the most trust make the most sales. So take every single bit of proof that you can generate and post it multiple times. Don't just post it once and then forever on never mention it again. That's not how it works. You want to be very consistently reminding people that you're absolutely amazing. And by the way, those are the three post types that you mostly use, but we have a fourth type, which is the CTA post. Those are a direct ask for people to do something. You don't ask people to buy something, it doesn't work well on the timeline, but you can still ask them to take a small step towards buying something. So for example, you can ask them to send you a message and get a free resource, you can ask them to join your email list for the same reason, or you can ask them to message you if they need help with their specific problem, or you can ask them to join your email list if they need help with their specific problem. All of those will work. Obviously, if you bribe people, it works a little bit better, but it's a matter of personal preference and whether or not you have something to bribe them with. So don't be shy before you have everything set up in order. You don't need an email list to execute this. You can just use DMs. They work perfectly fine. You don't even need a website to do this either. You can just start posting and talking to inside of DMs to everyone who engages with your posts. And this is the last thing that I'm going to include in this video, and it's probably one of the most important things that you'll learn in this course. You want to talk to as many people as you humanly can. This is a game of volume. You need a lot of conversations to learn how to have conversations, to find the right people, to polish your offer, to polish your positioning, and so on and so forth. All of those things require a lot of attempts. It's not just 1 or 2 messages per day. Try making 20, 30, 50 messages per day if you want to be successful. But you don't want to send cold messages. Cold messages could work, but are more difficult to write, and they require even more skills that right now you probably don't have and you might not even want to build. So instead of that, you stay active on the social network, you create your own content, and you engage with other people. And then every single person who engages with you in any way or form, they like your stuff, they comment on your stuff, they follow you, it doesn't matter what they do, you send them a message. You don't worry about whether or not you should be sending them a message, you just send them a message. The moment they say, hey, I'm interested in you, you start a conversation with them. And yes, a lot of those conversations will not be successful sales conversations, but that's okay. You're having them to build your network, to build your influence, to build your skills, because you can do this really well, and to sell. So even if the sales fail, you're building all 3 of the other skills, and it's still worth it to have many conversations every single day. And yes, this is the final piece you need, and this, I believe, is the whole blueprint you need to make your first $1,000. And if I'm being realistic, you can make your first 5, 10, even $50,000 if you just do this rigorously for a year. But even if you just want to make $1,000 to test the waters, you can do this in a month, maybe 2 months, if you take it seriously and actually do the stuff that I'm asking you to. And as a last reminder, if you need help beyond this point, beyond your first $1,000, beyond the beginner stage, you should join Creator Income. This is where I send all of my best business insights, a lot of them technically stolen from some massive big-ass billion-dollar companies, but nevertheless very useful and very customized to creators. And you should come there, hang out, and learn everything that I have to teach, because I can help you scale way past the first 4 figures into some numbers that you will not even believe are even possible for a business like yours. I hope I see you there, and I will see you soon. Ciao.